Today I'm going to share my best tips and tricks to ensure you get your best at-home lash lift. So I've already created a full step-by-step tutorial on how to do your at-home lash lift, but in case you're not in the mood to watch all of that, this one's just going to be all my little tips and tricks. Let's get started. Now, along with the lash kit itself and the tutorial manual, you're also going to want to grab some cotton pads, cotton swabs, scissors, an oil-free cleanser, plastic wrap, a small close-up mirror, and maybe some toothpicks. The first tip comes into play when you're trying to apply the lash pads onto your eyelids. The back of the lash pads have a small strip of adhesive to stick the lash pads onto your eyelid. Before taking off that adhesive covering, place the pad on your eyelid starting at the inner corner, then cut off any extra that hangs over the side. Take the tag on the side and pull off the adhesive covering. So now that it's sticking and you can apply it to your eyelid. Place that lash pad down, starting with the inner corner and placing it as close to the lash line as possible. I've also seen a lot of people say they have issues getting the lash pad to stick onto the eyelid, even with the adhesive backing. So if you're having issues with that, I have two different suggestions for this part. The first one is to make sure you're cutting off the ends of the lash pads and then just put a little adhesive on the back of the pad and then try to stick it on your eyelid. And if that first suggestion doesn't work for you, my second suggestion would be to not cut the ends off the lash pad so you have the long full length. Grab some tape and tape the ends of the lash pad onto the sides of your eyelid. Just gonna put that full length of the pad down. Grab a piece of tape. It's not the prettiest, but it could work, worst case scenario. The next tip is for when you're using the adhesive glue to glue up the lashes up onto the lash pad. I know a lot of people have issues with the adhesive glue that the kit comes with, so if you're having any issues with the glue, just throw that out and just use a drugstore lash glue instead. Glue in tiny sections at a time, starting with the inner corner and then working your way out. Since the glue dries very fast, this just helps make sure that the lashes will stick up to each section as you go. Next, you're gonna get out the perm lotion and apply that formula to only the roots of the lashes. The next tip involves the processing time. The instruction manual says to leave the perm lotion on your lashes for 12 to 15 minutes depending on lash thickness. I always recommend doing the smaller end of that range, 12 minutes, but I'm even going to take it a step further and say 10 to 11 minutes, just to ensure that your lashes can handle the formula. Really take that processing time seriously and set a timer, because leaving the formulas on too long can overprocess and damage your lashes. Okay, time's up. Now, in between formulas 1 and 2 is where my favorite tip comes into play. Obviously, the hardest part of the lash lift is gluing those lashes up onto the lash pad. If you're not happy with how the lashes got glued up, if there's any overlapping pieces, this is the time that you're able to fix that. Because the first formula was processing on the lashes, they're a lot softer now and easier to maneuver around. So you're gonna take either the comb that the kit comes with or a toothpick that I mentioned grabbing and brush these lashes up into the order that you want them in. Okay, that took a bit of work, but I'm so much happier with the order of my lashes now. And now we're gonna go in the fix lotion, and then the same tip I had with the perm lotion. The instruction manual says to leave the fix lotion on for 10 to 12 minutes, so a minute or two less, 8 to 9 minutes, just to stay on the safe side. Time's up. Now it's time to get the lashes off the lash pad and the lash pad off the eyelid. Put some oil-free cleanser on a cotton pad and gently rub that on the lashes to get up all the formula and glue. Take the cotton pad and rub left to right gently over the lashes and try to get the lashes to come off the lash pad on their own, so you don't have to pull the lash pad and the lashes up together, which can hurt your lashes. Okay, now that those lashes are up, we're just gonna take the lash pad and then just apply some of that Nourish lotion onto the tips of the lashes. Another tip is that you're probably not gonna use all the Nourish lotion in one use, so I'd hold on to this and use it every day until you run out. And then for aftercare, remember not to get your lashes wet or put any makeup and mascara on them for 24 to 48 hours. And then remember that lash maintenance can really help get your full 8 weeks out of your lash lift and keep them looking great for as long as possible. If I could recommend one product, it would be the Grande Cosmetics Leave-In Lash Conditioner. I apply this like mascara every night before I go to bed, and I have seen a significant difference in lash life and lash quality since I've been using this. And that's all I've got for my at-home lash lift tips and tricks. You can use my code basically15 for 15% off your first purchase. I'll link everything else I've mentioned below. Thanks for watching.